and then make the people decide.
Yeah.
Let's be open about it, and let's refrain from issuing threats, and let's refrain from,
pointing fingers when you should be pointing at your own house.
No, usually when you point an accusing finger, four others are...
Four fingers are aiming at you. Yeah, my mom said that.
All right. Okay, now Bart Lepile has a question for Carlos. We're hearing rumors that someone paid you to dress like Rizal and hold a protest in the middle of a mass offering. Is that true?
Who would have paid me?
Yeah.
Who would have paid me? And if it's the Reproductive Health Advocacy Movement, let me tell you right now, they have no money. So if you'd like to please donate to the cause, please feel free.
Okay, but where did that come from?
I don't know. There's a lot of twisted things going out there, and I'm kind of it's kind of unfortunate because a lot of people out there actually would probably be on our side if it just wasn't for my method, and that much I have to admit.
Yeah.
But as long as
you apologize,
I apologize for the method. But if you agree with my message, then please find your own method to go out and spread the message in your own way. I mean, I really do admit that what I did was a little bit over the top, but it effective as it may be. I really feel bad for ruining their day. But we have to start focusing. Stop dragging in other religions already in this argument. Stop dragging in sexuality. Stop dragging in class. Stop dragging in race. Keep focused on human rights. Keep focused on reproductive health. Keep focused on freedom of speech. And these are the only three issues that I think we should be talking about right now. And no more bashing on Facebook, everybody. Even people on our side. Okay.
Really? I don't read Facebook that much. Is it
I've stopped reading Facebook.
Is it crazy?
I don't know. It's just too much. It's like a ticker tape for me. So I try to answer something, and then when I click on it, it's 4 other answers already. So I've just stopped, and I'm probably not going to turn it on for a while.
But you must feel that you've developed into a celebrity.
Yeah. I'm not comfortable with that word.
No, but I mean, who hits the front page of the Philippine Daily Inquirer? I mean, behind bars.
Oh. More than 43 did.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and I agree. We have been pushing that the moral 43 should be released.
Except that they're not wearing a funny costume like me. Maybe they should have worn a funny costume. Guys wear a funny costume in jail.
All right. Eli Guanco asks Carlos again, do you still believe as of the moment that your actions during the mass were right?
The moment was right, the timing was right, the stage was right. I have no regrets at all in what I did.
Yes.
I only feel bad about ruining their day and using this as a particular venue. But other than that, really, there's no way that I can change the message. This has to be now 14 years is way too long. 90 million people is way too much.
And you do not shoot the messenger. The message is there. And 14 years, as you have said, too long. Women have been waiting for this.
Yeah.
And it is merely asserting their rights. It is the right of women to enjoy this freedom to decide what they want, how many children they want, what is the spacing, and when they would like to give birth. But more than that, what is the assistance that we are giving these women?
I think what many people, specifically the church at times doesn't get is artificial contraception is available, but if you are middle class and wealthy, you can buy it.
Yes.
You can afford it. The issue really is if you are poor, will you spend an extra whatever, 10 pesos, etc., for artificial contraception? You will not.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can prevent unwanted pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies, if couples have a choice. That is the key. Informed choice.
Yes.
And availability of the choices that the women have made.
Okay. All right. Stephen V asks, Carlos, after all what you did, would you do it again?
I would do it again if I didn't do it already. Right? Don't wear the same clothes twice. You know what I'm saying? I would do it again if it never happened before. But I'm not going to repeat it. No, I'm not going to repeat it ever.
Okay.
It's going to be Baduy.
All right. Ria Ross asks Carlos, everything is for him, Mama.
We are going to get him as one of our advocates.
Have you spoken to the CBCP and tried to settle amicably so they will dismiss the case against you?
Well, we already tried with Monsignor Serbo, who went to visit me in the jail cell and filed a case against me. They haven't made any communication. I mean, I was hoping for a dialogue. I hope this shock would actually... Because, coming from a Catholic school like San Agustin, right? You do something bad, they take you in the room and they try talking to you and then... Naughty Celdran. My unfortunate thing is I thought that this was still Catholic high school. So I was expecting dialogue, but instead I got thrown into jail.
Okay.
Which was a bit of a shock for me. And it seems like they don't want to talk to me unless it's in a trial court. So I will just wait for them to come and approach me in any manner that they want.
Okay.
But when I've heard that they want an apology, and I think I already gave it.
Yes, you gave an apology. Unless they want a different kind of apology.
What could I possibly apologize for? I don't think there's anything. Well, even if they did, they haven't contacted me yet.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I've been sitting and waiting, and you know, I'm San Agustin. I'm right next door. I'm right next door, guys. CBCP, I look at it every day. I eat at your restaurant all the time. They have a great restaurant, by the way. The Catholic Church opened a wonderful restaurant called Restaurante de la Mitre, which is in the CBCP.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I saw that. It's nice.
Nuns cook your food. It's lovely.
All right. Okay. To Congresswoman Ilagan, will the bill be published in newspapers before it becomes a law? How can people get a copy?
Oh, we are planning to translate it into Tagalog, Filipino, or other vernaculars so that people will understand what it is all about. Also, we have already gone around the different communities and came up with fora, different discussion groups, so that many women in the communities will know what we are planning to do. So I think it's a very good suggestion to publish it, or if we cannot afford to publish it in very expensive ways,
maybe ANC
but
can
we
televise.
maybe we can ask Carlos to come up with creative ways to
maybe
raise
ABS-CBN
funds.
can come up with creative ways to spread the word out, don't we think?
But it's good to bring it down to the communities, and the schools can have a discussion of the reproductive health bills.
Okay. Okay, let's just move on. All right. RG Cruz was saying, correction, Karen, Pinoy did not say he's for population control. He said he's offering the people a choice. Thank you, RGS. I was reinterpreting it. It's my mistake. Leslie Reyes says, good morning, Karen. Read the news about Carlos Celdran. He has a point, but in a way to distract a mass is wrong.
If I remember correctly, it wasn't really a mass. It was an ecumenical prayer meeting. Was there a Eucharist involved? I'm not quite sure.
It was not a mass.
I don't think it was a mass per se, because there were Protestants. It was a co-Protestant and co-Catholic meeting.
I see.
For a Bible study movement. So
it was not a mass.
And Monsignor Serbo, who was my complainant, wasn't even there.
Oh, so it was not a mass.
Yeah, they got a security guard, I believe, to file a case against me.
You're serious? A security guard filed
serious as a heart attack. Serious.
Really? A security guard filed a case?
Yeah, well, that's enough. We'll wait for my counsel.
Okay, but it was not a mass. So what was it?
It was an ecumenical meeting.
It was an ecumenical meeting.
So all you did was disturb a meeting.
Yeah, there was no priest when I was talking. I remember there was a lady who was talking. A lady was talking, 2 readers.
I see. Okay, there was no priest talking. There was no mass. No Eucharist, no communion, nothing. None.
I don't know. Well, I have to ask it because remember I was taken out before the end of that event, so I'm not quite sure if there's a Eucharist there or not. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't a mass.
All right. Okay. Now, my dear Cebu, it says the church does not want to empower people to make their own choices. But here's more questions. Nika Bigas asked to Carlos Celdran, after portraying Rizal in Damaso, what's next?
Oh, like what's my next starring role?
Yeah.
My next starring role will be Walk This Way Tours. Log on to carlosceldran.com.
Okay. Rufy Biazon's also watching. Thank you, Rufy. Now, comments more on Carlos. Thamarte is saying, conveying the right message in the wrong medium makes the message wrong. But despite this, thumbs up pa rin kay Carlos.
Oh,
okay.
Thank
But
you.
what do you think? Did it make the
when they
message
say
wrong?
that I desecrate, let's just look at this historically. The Manila Cathedral is built upon the ashes of a burned down Muslim kingdom.
Okay.
So if you start telling me that I desecrated a place and defiled it, let's get Raha Sulaiman's opinion first.
Historian kasi. Okay.
Because I believe somebody burned down his house to create that house.
All right. Now, for Congresswoman Ilagan, what can you say about claims that the RH bill may promote same-sex marriage? How?
It doesn't say anything about same-sex marriages in the RH
Yeah,
bill.
and people of the same sex can't get each other pregnant.
Yes.
I mean, frankly speaking, to be blunt. No, I mean, really. But what
It doesn't say anything about same-sex marriage in our RH bill. But if there are people who want to go into that kind of arrangement, that is their right. But we are not encroaching into that. The RH bill is a comprehensive reproductive health bill that will look into the needs of our women
Yeah.
from pregnancy to childbirth up to menopausal. We even have a provision in this bill that employers should take a look at their pregnant employees and that they be allowed a 1/2 day prenatal leave with pay so that they can undergo this check.
I don't think many people know this.
It is one of the provisions of our bill. And also those who have disabilities should be considered, meaning that we adjust the equipment in the hospitals, we provide information in Braille so that those who have this particular difficulty could also be assisted. And so there are a lot of things in this bill that many still do not know.
Now, would ligation be free?
If the woman would ask for it, it should be free. If the hospitals are ready to provide it, then it should really be free.
In the RH bill?
Yes, it is free.
What about vasectomy?
It should also be made free.
That's covered in the RH bill?
It is covered. That's why I was saying women and men are the beneficiaries of this RH proposal.
Okay. All right. Someone's asking, Carlos, did you time the protest because there was a Channel 5 crew inside?
No, I didn't time the protest because of Channel 5. It was actually quite a coincidence that there was a Channel 5 crew inside.
Okay.
I really didn't realize that actually there would be that much media in the place.
All right. You didn't know?
No, I thought it was a meeting, rally. I thought it was just completely religious. That's why I brought my own camera to sort of like take a picture for Facebook or something like that.
You're serious? You didn't know? Yeah, I know what you mean. You didn't even know there would be a lot of media.
Yeah, no, it just takes to show you. Well, you know, I have to say, if I thought about the consequences of what was going on, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. You weren't thinking of the consequences.
Yeah. There's a fine line between brave and stupidity. Really. Really.
So, what do you think? You were stupid or brave?
May mix of both.
All right. To Congresswoman Ilagan, what's the status of the bill?
Well, right now, the bill has been filed. I mean, the bill coming from Gabriela Women's Party, and there are 4 other bills also pending. So that would mean the committee still has to hear all these bills, and probably they would be consolidated. So there would be a portion where all debates, discussions would be heard, and it is important that people listen, people attend the meetings if they are encouraged to do so.
No, but how much would it take in the lower house to get it passed?
Well, we still have to go to the plenary.
Yes.
And if the majority will vote for it, that's it.
Yes,
I would like to
insist. Support.
Yes, but the president should certify it as urgent, as a priority.
Priority bill. Let's
because then that would be the signal to the other representatives in Congress that they should take a good look at it now and then study it and vote for it, because it's high time that we pass a reproductive health bill at this time in our history.
Yes. All right. Now, how does your version of the bill differ from the 4 others?
Well, as I have said earlier, we are using it as a basis for providing the services much needed by women of all ages. It's comprehensive in the sense that we are not focusing only on the childbearing years. We are not limited to the use of contraceptives, although they are very important. We began with womb up to tomb. So we do not ignore the women of menopausal age. We do not ignore those who have disabilities. And most of all, it's access really
now,
that we want.
What would be very interesting is why would you be passionate about the RH bill over other issues? Many would think you'd be passionate about tourism, Intramuros.
It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. To earn your own Intramuros, how do I justify all the street children? How do I justify the poverty that I see right beside a beautiful cathedral? How do I justify every, you know, it really, it's the street children of Intramuros that really kind of drove me to do this, right? Because it hinders. How can you have a good time enjoying your halo-halo, walking around, knowing that right beside you is a squatter full of mothers who are deprived of their rights and are having too many children that they don't want, living without proper sewage and all of that. So when there's too many people in a party, of course naturally the buffet and the drinks are going to run out and the bathroom's going to get all horrible. And so by sort of finding a way to control the rate of people coming into this party, will make everything more manageable for a better Philippines. Right? So I really felt that population management, not control.
Population management.
No, we call it fertility management.
Fertility management. All these.
It sounds so.
NGO speak.
Fertility management. management. Okay. So population management.
Yeah, I find everything is tied to it. Whether it comes to tourism, whether it comes to economy, whether it comes to, it all boils down to the rate of the people in this party.
Yeah. Now what's very interesting, just to give people a bit of history, Carlos